How many times has this been you? You worked hard all week, you decide to treat the family to a pizza, and then this shows up. A cardboard crust, swimming in grease. You're not just wasting your money, you've wasted pizza night, one of life's simple pleasures. You're left wondering, are all the big pizza chains this bad now? Sure, we all dream of that perfect corner pizzeria with the authentic Italian taste. But let's be honest, for millions of us, the big national chains are the only game in town. The question is, which of those dozens of options are actually worth your hard-earned money? And which one should you avoid at all costs? Today, we're putting an end to the guesswork. We are ranking 19 of the biggest pizza chains in America, all the way from the absolute worst to the surprisingly delicious best. We're breaking down everything: the crust, the sauce, the quality of the toppings. Will your childhood favorites still hold up? Is there an underdog that's going to blow you away? The number one spot is bound to be controversial. Stick with us, because after this, you'll never look at a pizza menu the same way again. Let's get started.
19th. All right, let's dive right in. Kicking things off at the very bottom of our list, at number 19, is a name that will probably surprise no one: Chuck E. Cheese. And I know what some of you are thinking. Is that even a pizza place? Well, technically, yes. It's a chain and it serves pizza, but let's be real. The pizza was never the main attraction, was it? For any of us who ever took our kids or grandkids to a birthday party there, you know the deal. You went for the games, the tickets, and of course that weirdly terrifying animatronic band. The pizza was simply a means to an end. It existed mainly to keep the kids from getting cranky. Now, a few years back, they tried to up their game. They talked about fresh dough and new options to appeal to the parents, but sadly, even with that effort, it just doesn't hold a candle to the competition. It still tastes like an afterthought. And here's the final nail in the coffin for nostalgia. The animatronic band is gone. They've been replaced by a person in a costume walking around, which perhaps is a metaphor for the pizza itself. They replaced something that was once unique with something a bit more generic. So there you have it, Chuck E. Cheese at number 19. Do you have any memories there? Let us know in the comments. Now let's move on to number 18, a brand known for three little words: hot and ready.
18. We just covered a place you go for the games. Now here's a place you go for the price. Climbing up from the bottom, at number 18, it's Little Caesars. Let's be clear about what Little Caesars is. This isn't special occasion pizza. This is the undisputed king of, I need to feed a lot of people for not a lot of money. It's cheap, it's hot, and most importantly, it's ready. Their entire business model is built around you walking in, grabbing a pie, and walking out. And for over 20 years, we all knew the deal. You could walk in with a single $5 bill and walk out with a hot dinner. It was as reliable as taxes in the sunset. But, and this is a big but, times have changed. That iconic $5 hot and ready, sadly, is no more. Due to inflation, the price has gone up. A moment of silence for the $5 pizza. So the question becomes, does the quality of the pie justify the new price? For us, it still serves its purpose, a quick, easy fix. But the magical allure of that $5 price tag has faded just a bit. Little Caesars built its brand on carryout. Now let's talk about a company that built its entire empire on the exact opposite concept: getting it to your front door. On to number 17.
17. At number 17, we have the name that is probably more synonymous with pizza delivery than any other on the planet: Domino's. If you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you remember the promise: 30 minutes or it's free. It was a ticking clock that was the stuff of legends. But after some serious issues, they had to drop that policy. And once speed was off the table, people started to focus on, well, the pizza. And what happened next was one of the craziest moves in marketing history. In 2010, Domino's ran a campaign admitting their pizza was terrible. They put their own customers' insults on TV. The crust tastes like cardboard. The sauce is like ketchup. It was unbelievable. So, the million-dollar question is, after all that, is the pizza actually good now? The verdict? It's a definite maybe. They did improve. The garlic seasoned crust and new topping options are certainly better than the old recipe. But the core issue remains. Underneath all that seasoning, the crust still has a processed feel, and the toppings rarely scream fresh. It's like putting new furniture in a house with a shaky foundation. It's fine when you're in a bind, but it's not what you dream about. What do you think? Did Domino's actually get better? Or was it all just marketing smoke and mirrors? Let us know. Now let's go from a brand that's on every corner to one that's becoming a bit of a memory for many. On to number 16. 16. All right, at number 16, we have a name that might be a real trip down memory lane for our viewers in the South and Midwest, Godfather's Pizza. Their slogan is, "A pizza you can't refuse," but lately it seems like the numbers say otherwise. The chain has been shrinking significantly. But it wasn't always this way. If you were a latchkey kid in the 80s and 90s, you might remember Godfather's as a haven. It was the place you'd go after school, play some arcade games, and grab a slice while you waited for your parents to get home from work. It was a core part of growing up for a lot of folks. Fast forward to today, and it's a different story. Those cozy neighborhood restaurants are nearly all gone. You're now more likely to find a slice of Godfather's sweating under a heat lamp at a gas station than you are to find a standalone restaurant. As for the pizza itself, it's fine. It's pretty basic, no-frills stuff. It'll get the job done, but it lacks the magic it once had. To put it in terms the Godfather would understand, it feels like the family business is phoning it in. Did you grow up with a Godfather's in your town? Share your memories. Now let's move on to a brand with genuine Italian roots that brought a very special type of pepperoni to the masses. On to number 15. 15th. At number 15, we're looking at a chain that stakes its entire reputation on one word: authenticity. This is Marco's Pizza. On paper, the story is fantastic. It was founded in 1978 by an Italian immigrant who wanted to bring the taste of the old country to Toledo, Ohio. He talked about using fresh ingredients, just like back home. But their real claim to fame comes down to one magical ingredient: their old-world pepperoni. You know the kind, the ones that curl up as they bake into little crispy cups of deliciousness. They hold the savory oil and get that perfect char on the edges. It's truly a cut above the standard flat pepperoni. But here's the tough question. Does one great topping make a great pizza? When you taste everything else, the crust, the sauce, the cheese, Marco's starts to taste a lot like its competitors. It's not bad by any means, but it doesn't stand out the way its story and its pepperoni suggest it should. It's a classic case of one great part not quite making a great whole. So we have to ask you, are you a fan of the cupping pepperoni, or do you prefer the classic flat style? Let us know which side you're on in the comments. Now, let's talk about another chain that loves to talk about its ingredients. In fact, they made it their entire slogan. On to number 14.
14. You've heard the slogan 1,000 times during football games. Better ingredients, better pizza. At number 14, it's none other than Papa John's. But it always begs the question, better than what? We're not sure, but one thing is for sure, they are not shy with the toppings. A Papa John's pizza is typically piled high. This is a heavyweight pizza, the kind you get when you need to get seriously full. And let's be honest, for many of us, it's really all about that garlic butter dipping sauce, right? That and the little pepperoncini pepper in every box are the signature Papa John's touches. Now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. In recent years, the name Papa John's has become tied to headlines and controversy. From its founder's comments regarding the NFL to overseas business decisions, the brand has seen its share of drama. For a lot of people, it's hard to separate that from the pizza itself. So, what's your take? When you're deciding on pizza, do things like brand controversy affect your choice? Or do you just separate the pizza from the politics? Let us know your thoughts. Now, let's move from a brand known for its toppings and sauce to one that's all about the foundation, the crust. If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave the number 14 in the comments below, just to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you don't miss a thing. Your support is what allows us to keep creating helpful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get back to it.
13.
Coming in at number 13 is a brand that decided to focus on the one part of the pizza most people leave on their plate, the crust. This is Hungry Howie's. Compared to the big guys, Hungry Howie's is refreshingly simple. There are no political controversies, no animatronic bands. Their entire identity is built on one simple but brilliant idea: flavored crust. Since the 80s, they've been pioneering this idea. You can get everything from butter cheese to garlic herb to Cajun seasoning baked right into the crust. It's a great way to make sure you finish the whole slice. But this leads to a critical question. What about the actual pizza under that flavored crust? The truth is, without that special crust, a Howie's pizza is pretty unremarkable. The flavored crust is doing all the heavy lifting here. So here's our advice, and it's very simple. If you order from Hungry Howie's, you must get a flavored crust. If you don't, you'll probably be left wondering why you didn't just order from somewhere else. What's your take on flavored crust? Brilliant idea or a silly gimmick? Let us know. Now, let's move from a pizza you choose in your neighborhood to one you often find when you have no other choices, like at an airport or a shopping mall.
12. Coming in at number 12, the king of the food court, Sparrow. For decades, Sparrow has been the definition of a big fish in a small pond. In the world of mall and airport food courts, they were the premium choice. They happily dominated their space. But Sparrow wasn't born in a food court. It started as a real-deal Italian deli in Brooklyn back in the 1960s. It was the massive success of their second location in the Kings Plaza shopping mall that changed their business forever. They pioneered that classic look, the canteen-style display behind a glass case, letting hungry shoppers see exactly what they were getting. And the reason they've lasted so long is because the pizza is actually pretty decent. It's a reliable New York-style slice. It won't change your life, but when you find yourself in a pizza desert, an airport, a rest stop, an area with no other options, Sparrow is your oasis. It's a taste of New York you can count on. Sadly, as we all know, people just aren't spending as much time in malls anymore, and that's why Sparrow locations have been disappearing. The company's trying to adapt, so hopefully this food court classic doesn't vanish completely. What's your go-to Sparrow order? The pepperoni slice or the stromboli? Now let's go from grabbing a single slice on the run to a place where the entire concept is all you can eat. On to a pizza buffet at number 11.
11. Holding down the number 11 spot, we have a brand that has made itself synonymous with the pizza buffet, Cece's Pizza. Let's be honest, going to a buffet is a commitment. It's not a light meal. You go in with a mission. The American buffet concept got its start in the 1940s Las Vegas as a way to keep people in the casinos, and Cece's keeps that all-you-can-handle spirit alive. And that is the absolute appeal of Cece's. It's about freedom. Why settle for pepperoni or sausage when you can have both, along with the mac and cheese pizza, the spinach Alfredo pizza, and their surprisingly decent taco pizza? For one very low price, you can sample a whole universe of flavors. Is the quality of any single pie going to be top tier? No, of course not. You're going for volume and variety, not an artisan pizza experience. But if you find joy in sampling a little bit of everything, Cece's is an unbeatable deal. And if you're feeling really ambitious, they have a giant pizza challenge that can win you hundreds of dollars. We're not recommending it, but it exists. Are you a buffet person, or would you rather have one amazing pizza? Let us know. Now, let's break into the top 10 and talk about a chain that brought Midwestern tavern-style pizza to a national audience.
10. All right, we have officially cracked the top 10. And coming in at number 10 is a brand that might be new to some of you, but it's growing fast, Donato's. This is Midwestern tavern-style pizza. Forget what you know about the big, floppy triangle slice. Here, it's a thin, crispy crust, it's cut into squares, and most importantly, the toppings are edge to edge. And they mean it. No naked crust bites here. But here's what's really interesting. For a company built on tradition, they aren't afraid to innovate. Donato's has embraced plant-based options. They offer a plant-based pepperoni made from peas and have a cauliflower crust available. So you can have a classic pepperoni pizza right alongside a completely vegan plant-based pepperoni on a cauliflower crust. There's something for everyone, and that gives them a huge advantage. It's this blend of classic style and modern options that makes Donato's one of the fastest-growing chains in the country. People are taking notice. What's your take on the square-cut pizza? Is it genius, or is it just wrong? Let us know. Now let's go from a pizza defined by its style to one that's defined by its theme. On to number 9.
9. At number 9, we journey to the kingdom of Round Table Pizza. For anyone on the West Coast, this place is a legend, famous for its knights and King Arthur theme. But here's a twist in the tale you might not know. The name didn't come from King Arthur's court, but from a simple wooden table handmade by the founder's grandfather back in the late 50s. The original idea was about community, about people gathering together. The whole knights and shields theme, that was added later. So how is the pizza? In a word, better. This is the first chain on our list that is a clear and definite step up in quality from the big delivery guys like Domino's or Papa John's. You can taste the difference. They also keep their menu fresh, often introducing specialty pizzas with trendy ingredients. It's not the best pizza in the world, but it's definitely a pie you'd happily battle over for the last slice. What's your opinion on themed restaurants like Round Table? Do they add to the fun, or are they just silly? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's go from a classic knight of the pizza world to a lightning-fast newcomer that completely changed the way pizza is made. On to number 8.
8. At number 8, we have a brand that took the Chipotle model and applied it to pizza. This is Blaze Pizza. You know the drill. You walk down the line, pick your crust, pick your sauce, and pile on as many toppings as you want, watching your personal pizza get made right in front of you. Then it goes into a blazing hot oven, and it's done in just a few minutes. Speed and customization are the name of the game here. That 900-degree oven creates a thin, light crust with a beautiful char, very Neapolitan in style. It gives it a wonderful texture. But, and it's an important but, while the crust's texture is great, the flavor of the ingredients can sometimes feel a little flat. They rarely taste bold and distinctive. The pizza can sometimes be less than the sum of its parts. It's good, but it can leave you wanting just a little bit more. Do you enjoy this build-your-own model? Or would you rather trust the restaurant's tried-and-true recipes? Let us know what you think. Now let's go from a speedy newcomer to one of the most iconic and nostalgic names in pizza history. On to number 7.
7. At number 7, we're talking about a brand that is less a restaurant and more a time machine. The Hut. Pizza Hut. For so many of us, the taste of Pizza Hut is the taste of our childhood. The birthday parties, the post-game celebrations, and of course, the legendary Book It program that got you a free personal pan pizza just for reading books. That nostalgia is Pizza Hut's secret weapon. It gives them a huge emotional advantage that other chains simply don't have. But memories aside, how does the pizza actually hold up? Let's talk about the icons. First, the original pan pizza. That thick, almost fried on the bottom, soft on the top crust. Then, in the 90s, they changed the game forever with the legendary stuffed crust. Both are as iconic as the red roof itself. Overall, the pizza is good and reliable. It's a comforting, familiar taste you can count on, and the price is still very reasonable. Pizza Hut knows exactly what it is, and it does it well. What is your strongest Pizza Hut memory? The Book It program, those classic red plastic cups, or the tabletop arcade games? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's go from a global icon with a round pizza to a regional legend that doesn't believe in circles at all. On to number 6.
6.
At number 6, we're celebrating a regional champion. Much like In-N-Out is to California, Lido Pizza is an institution in Maryland and the Mid-Atlantic. The first thing you need to know about Lido Pizza is forget everything you know about the shape of a pizza. This is Maryland-style pizza, and it's rectangular. The crust isn't just thin, it's flaky, almost like a pastry. It's completely unique. And they're famous for their toppings. The pepperoni slices are so big, they practically cover the entire slice, and they use fresh sausage that cooks on the pizza as it bakes. Born in a college town in Maryland, Lido is so confident in their unique pizza that they recently did the unthinkable. They opened a location in New York City, the heart of slice country. That takes guts. With its unique crust, quality toppings, and modern specials like a Korean chicken pizza, Lido is a one-of-a-kind pizza that's earning its place on the national stage. For those on the East Coast, is Lido a local treasure? For everyone else, would you be excited to try a rectangular pizza with a flaky crust? Let us know. Let's stick with unique regional styles and head to the Motor City for another pizza that breaks the round mold.
If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave the number 6 in the comments below just to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you don't miss a thing. Your support is what allows us to keep creating helpful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get back to it.
5. We have officially hit the top 5, and holding this spot is a Detroit powerhouse, Jet's Pizza. Now, when most people think of Detroit pizza, they think of Little Caesars, but Jet's is where you go for the premium version. This is Detroit style done right. It is all about the 8-corner pizza.
This rectangular pie is baked in a deep pan, which creates a thick, airy crust in the middle and a crispy caramelized cheese edge all the way around. The corner pieces are the most coveted prize. But their real secret weapon is the sauce, a secret family recipe from the founder's mother that's a little sweet with a little spice, perfect to cut through the richness of the pie. And here's a pro tip. Don't let the smaller box fool you. A deep dish pizza from Jets is a heavyweight. It's nearly as tall as the box is deep. You will probably only eat half the number of slices you normally would, so order wisely. Are you a deep dish person or a thin crust person? And more importantly, is your favorite slice from the middle or the corner? It's the great debate. Now let's go from a traditional deep dish pie to another fast casual brand that perfected the build-your-own model. 4.
At number 4, we have a chain that took the build-your-own concept and, in our opinion, perfected it, Mod Pizza. Now, you might be thinking this sounds a lot like Blaze Pizza, and you're right. But Mod earns its high ranking thanks to a few small but brilliant details. And here's the biggest one. At Mod, toppings are unlimited for one fixed price. You pick a size, and then you can add as many toppings as your heart desires, no extra charge. Want to add 10 different vegetables, 3 kinds of cheese, and a pesto drizzle? Go for it. The price doesn't change. It's true creative freedom without feeling like you're being nickeled and dimed. And if you're not feeling creative, their pre-designed pizzas, like the spicy calaquezzo, are fantastic. They even make an effort to give their restaurants a more local, less generic feel. It's this customer-first approach that places Mod at the top of the build-your-own pizza world. When you go to a build-your-own place, do you like to create a wild masterpiece with tons of toppings, or do you stick to a classic, pre-designed recipe? Let us know your style. Now let's go from modern efficiency to a place that's all about psychedelic vibes and funky combinations. Let's get groovy with number 3.
3. We've hit the medal stand, and taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the funkiest trip in the pizza world, Mellow Mushroom. Walking into a Mellow Mushroom is an experience. It's a blast of color, psychedelic art, and laid-back hippie vibes. But the reason they're in the top 3 is the food. This is where pizza gets gourmet. Forget standard toppings. We're talking about pesto, avocado, roasted peppers, and shiitake mushrooms. They have creative pies with names like Cosmic Karma and Funky Q Chicken. On top of that, they are one of the most vegetarian and vegan-friendly chains out there, offering dairy-free cheese and a whole separate plant-based menu. But here's the best part. The hippie vibe isn't just a gimmick. This company actually has a heart. They regularly support local arts, social causes, and community programs, like donating pizzas to frontline workers. It's a fun, creative, and delicious pizza place with a whole lot of heart. Mellow Mushroom has absolutely earned its spot in the top 3. Do you prefer a classic, simple pizza? Or do you love wild and creative topping combinations? Let us know what your dream pizza is. We are down to the final 2, a battle of the titans. Will the champion be an unconventional California innovator or the Chicago legend that invented a whole style of pizza? The final showdown is next. 2. The moment of truth is here. Taking home the silver medal at an incredible number 2 spot goes to the innovator, California Pizza Kitchen, or CPK. To understand CPK, you have to remember one thing. It's a California restaurant first and a pizza kitchen second. They aren't trying to be a traditional Italian or New York pizzeria. They are something completely different. Inspired by the legendary 80s chef Wolfgang Puck, CPK took gourmet pizza out of the fancy restaurants and brought it to the rest of us. They broke all the rules. They were the ones who famously put barbecue sauce on a pizza instead of marinara, and it was a revelation. Their barbecue chicken pizza changed the game. They introduced America to ingredients like goat cheese and Thai peanut sauce on a pizza. And because they aren't just a pizza joint, their menu is huge and full of fantastic options, from incredible salads to a high-end Wagyu beef burger. CPK is sophisticated, creative, and always delicious. They earned the number 2 spot by completely redefining what a pizza place could be. What's the most unconventional pizza topping you've ever tried and loved? Let us know in the comments. CPK is the innovator, the rule breaker, but it couldn't quite dethrone the legend, the originator, the restaurant that invented an entire style of pizza and took it national. The number 1 best pizza chain in America is next.
1. The wait is over. The innovator took the number 2 spot, which means the crown, the title of the best pizza chain in America, goes to the originator, the legend. Number 1 is Uno Pizzeria and Grill. Think about this. How many chains can say they invented a whole style of pizza? Uno's did. They introduced the world to Chicago deep dish pizza. So what is a Chicago deep dish pizza? It's an architectural marvel. The crust is pressed into a deep pan, then they layer the toppings, sausage, veggies, followed by a thick blanket of cheese, and finally the tomato sauce goes on top. It's built upside down for a reason, to allow everything to cook through during the long bake without burning. But Uno's isn't just coasting on its history. They've evolved. The restaurant that felt like a TGI Fridays in the 90s is now much more upscale, with craft beer and a great dining atmosphere. So here's our final verdict. Is an Uno's Pizza going to be better than that little neighborhood place run by the same family for 50 years? Probably not. But for its consistency, its history, and for successfully bringing a legendary, unique style of pizza to the entire country, Uno Pizzeria and Grill is, in our opinion, the best pizza chain in America. The great debate: Chicago deep dish pizza. Is it a true pizza masterpiece or a delicious casserole? Let us know which side you're on. And there you have it, folks. All the way from the bottom of the barrel to the king of the mountain. We hope you had as much fun taking this trip down pizza memory lane as we did. Of course, pizza is personal, and we know your list might look completely different. And we want to hear all about it. What did we get right? What did we get horribly wrong? Drop your top 3 pizza chains in the comments below. Let the great debate continue. If you enjoyed this deep dish dive into America's favorite food, do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, stay hungry.